And we're back. Take two. Will Al, Red Sox fan computer, decide to do a Windows 10 update once again, but yet there was no Windows 10 update, and the wheels on the bus go round, 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 round. Wheels on the bus go round, round. I'm like, what the heck is my computer doing?
It sucked in a CVS receipt and it couldn't spit it back out.
I think so. I think so. I think so. And we have in the chat, we have JD. Hello, my friend. Hope all is well. And it's going to be Wednesday Shmooze before you snooze. And we have Ron Juckett, who has been kind to join us. And also Devin, the OG, has been kind enough to join us. It's going to be a quick one. A quick one. Ron's got about 45 minutes. We'll do an hour. You know, if Ron has to leave and Devin has to leave, we'll do about an hour or 45 minutes. We're going to get into it real quick, but let's go to Mr. Ron Juckett. He had a great football game on today, and we're not going to give it away. We're not going to give it away, and you just tell us what's going on with the channel, as always, Ron.
Oh, that shouldn't give it away, but we're doing the last week of the 78 regular season, and we've had 3 must-win games, and go back and watch those. And tomorrow we'll have Green Bay and Los Angeles at lunchtime, and then we might actually end up with a doubleheader, because if Green Bay loses, Detroit gets a chance to win the last wild card in the NFC. So
if you might play 2 tomorrow?
It would be noon and 7 if I got to do it.
Okay.
A doubleheader.
Just a quick update for my channel. Tomorrow we will do a snooze whatever. What do I call this again? Shmooze before you snooze. Okay. But I will be playing my second semifinal game for my Out of the Ballpark 78 tournament, but it will be on after Ron's football game. So I'll come on like 15 minutes after Ron's done with his, or, after. It'll be after.
Yeah. So this is where Twitch would work, because you just pirate each other's channels. You get
I stream briefly on Twitch. I like it, but if you don't have any viewers, they don't save anything.
No.
I did a great stream. I was like, I wanted to watch it over, and I said, that was a great stream. I had 3 people watch. They didn't save it. So anyhow, Mr. Devin, how are you, my friend?
Doing fine. How are you, Al?
I'm good. You keep me company at work late in the day.
I'm glad.
With Stellaris. I want the gypsies dead. Not in real life, the space gypsies.
The space gypsies that stole from us.
Yes, in the beginning.
They've only been back once in the 220 years or so odd that I've been playing the game. And the second time they came through, they didn't steal from me.
They were afraid this time around.
They were afraid, yeah. They wanted to trade some commercial goods for a science ship, and I didn't have a spy ship, and I didn't need the goods, so just get out of my territory. Just get away.
You have exactly 43 seconds to leave. We have every phaser cannon pointed at you. Be gone. Anyhow, so we have JD in the chat. How you feeling, JD? Hope you're feeling better from Monday.
Hey, JD, don't feel bad that you fell through the roof. I did it myself when I was about 14 years old, and we just moved into the new house that my folks live in now, and I was in the attic above the garage, and like an idiot, I just didn't think, and I stepped right through and right on the beam, and my dad laughed at me because I stepped through the ceiling. So you're not the only one, dude. I survived it. You'll survive it.
Hello, Bobby Cantillano. How are you? I sang for Bobby at the end. She was already gone. I did the Heat Miser, Snow Miser song, which it's funny. If you go back and watch the end of that yesterday, you can see people just frantically, oh my God, get me out of here before Al sings.
Hey, I posted a link to the actual video so people could hear the original version.
I know. I saw that.
That was great. Cool. I love that.
That is the best. So, JD says lots of he feels better. My arm is still fudging, sore from landing on it, but all is good. All is good. As Bobby says, encore. All right. Encore, because Bobby didn't hear it. So, and I like to sing, and poor Ron's like, I hate you, Al. I hate you.
I can't sing all you want as long as I don't have to
remain asleep that way.
Okay, here we go. This is the Heat Miser, Snow Miser song, a encore for our mega super fan friend, great friend to the community, Bobby Cantillano.
One.
Oh, I have to sing it out loud. Oh, sorry. I'm Mr. White Christmas. I'm Mr. Snow. I'm Mr. Icicle. I'm Mr. Ten Below. Friends call me Snow Miser. Whatever I touch turns to snow in my clutch. I'm too much. Bum 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 bum. And then the little minions would chime in. He's Mr. White Christmas. He's Mr. Snow. He's Mr. Icicle. He's Mr. Ten Below. Friends call me Snow Miser. Whatever I touch turns to snow in my clutch. I'm too much. Bum 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 bum. And I'm gonna skip the other part because I really don't care for it. And then they just do that again. And then his other brother comes in, Mr. Heat Miser. We're gonna speed it up a bit. And then he says, I'm Mr. Green Christmas. I'm Mr. Sun. I'm Mr. Heat Blister. I'm Mr. 101. They call me Heat Miser. Whatever I touch starts to melt my clutch. I'm too much. Bum 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 bum. And then the minions would jump in and they say, he's Mr. Green Christmas. He's Mr. Sun. He's Mr. Heat Blister. He's Mr. 101. They call him Heat Miser. Whatever he touches starts to melt in his clutch. He's too much. Everybody sing. And they go back through it. Anyway, that's for you, Bobby Cantillano. Thank you very much for being a mega super fan. And there's some sort of reward coming to you. I don't know when. I don't know what. And I'm probably not telling the truth about that. But we'll just say that, okay? Anyhow. And anyway, I like to sing. I'm horrible at it, but I like doing it. So, what's going on with you today, Bobby? Hope all is well. So, we're going to do a little trivia in a little bit. And coming up on the channel in our chats with Al, if anyone remembers Match Game, we'll do some of that this coming week. And if we have a Ron and Devin, they will be the people you're trying to match with. Yeah, so watch the Match Game and you'll understand the game. It's pretty easy. It's pretty easy. Anyhow, nothing really interesting happened today. Unfortunately, as we stated yesterday, Penny Marshall has passed away. We don't have to go through that again, but rest in peace. What do you because you guys are on right now, Ron, what was your did you watch Laverne and Shirley? Were you a fan of Laverne and Shirley? That was the ABC lineup: Laverne and Happy Days, Laverne and Shirley. I want to say it was Tuesday. That was a Tuesday lineup.
I think so. I think you're right. I watched until they left for Los Angeles, and I think
that was at the end. Yeah,
at that point, I kind of jumped the shark, kind of like Fozzie jumping the shark. It was a cute little show. These weren't beautiful. Penny Marshall was not a glamorous person as far as television is concerned. I liked her more as Myrna, Oscar secretary on The Odd Couple.
That's the funny one that you bring that up. When I was reading through stuff yesterday, I forgot you. And as soon as I read it, I was like, oh yeah, she was on The Odd Couple. She was on, like you said, Oscar, the sports writer. And that was really, I forgot about that. So she did a good job with that too. League of Their Own, Big.
Oh, Big, Big classic.
Cinderella Man. Oh, just great stuff.
And
great
Awakenings,
stuff.
Which I didn't remember the Robin Williams movie she did, and so I looked it up, and it was Awakenings.
And when you mentioned that in your stream today, when you were doing your football game, I went, "Oh my God, that's right, she did Awakenings," which was a pretty good movie. Actually, it's a very good movie.
A very good movie, but you wouldn't have thought that she was the one that did it. And I never did Milk and Pepsi together.
I tried that as a kid. It's disgusting.
My wife, I brought it up with my wife today.
Yeah,
because she's more into the female sitcom thing, and she never did Milk and Pepsi either.
Yeah, that was, and I guess she really did drink that. That's why they worked it into the show, because in the articles I read yesterday, they said she enjoyed drinking Milk and Pepsi, and I remember I tried that. It was nasty.
Well, you put milk in. I put milk in tea. I do milk and coffee, cream, but so they're caffeines, and so I could see why someone would try that.
Yeah, it's not good. Not good.
No.
Now, Devin looks like someone who drink Milk and Pepsi. As he's going, no.
I'll do root beer and milk.
Really?
But not
that's an interesting concept.
Well, it's just a watered down root beer float at that point, really.
Oh
You're
yeah.
right.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because I've had root beer floats, but we use like ice, like a scoop of ice cream.
Yeah, vanilla ice cream.
Yeah, and we used to do like ginger ale and vanilla ice cream, stuff like that. So yeah,
Gin goes really well with ginger ale. But go ahead.
I'll tell you what. Jack Daniels goes really well with ginger ale.
Ah, okay.
Or the
He's
honey
falling
with
off the rails already.
No, this is a family program. This is Snooze before. This is Schmooze before you snooze. This isn't porn Saturday when we.
My sister got a kick out of that strawberry shortcake story I told. By the way,
Yeah, that was funny. I mean, that was some good stuff. I went back and I watched that. We were
I
really
won't go
funny.
back and do it again. But yeah, going back to root beer floats. Yeah, I've obviously melted ice cream tastes pretty much good with anything.
Yeah.
7-Up, I bet that would be really good with too.
You know, it's funny when you do mixed drinks with 7-Up as opposed to ginger ale. They taste different. Funny to me. I like it's funny. I'm not a seltzer person, so what someone would normally mix with seltzer, I mix with ginger ale, and it's sort of similar. You know,
Can't get the can in the camera when I'm drinking, which is Polar Black Cherry. Maybe your neck of the woods.
Polar Black Cherry.
Yeah.
As Bobby Cantilano says, ginger ale is the best. JD says, why Pepsi and milk? My stomach just turned. Well, I guess there's something she really liked to drink because in the articles they said she was still drinking that stuff. Oh, it's nasty.
Oh, I even as someone who prefers Coke over Pepsi, I still wouldn't want to mix the two.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I like. There is a distinctive taste between Coke and Pepsi, especially when I was a kid. Pepsi, when I was a kid, I liked Pepsi better. To me, it was sweeter. Actually, I like. Do you guys remember Jolt Cola?
Oh yeah,
I would fall asleep.
Jolt Cola was awesome. Jolt Cola was like, wow. It's like, give me like a package of Hostess cupcakes, a Snickers bar, and some Jolt Cola, and I'm ready.
It was sold as twice the sugar and twice the caffeine as of Coke and Pepsi. So yeah, you have one of those, and it's like,
oh yeah, you're gone. As a little kid, when Jolt Cola, and it didn't last too long. You know, Jolt Cola, they were like, maybe we shouldn't rev up these children so much.
It didn't taste very good. It wasn't a good soda.
No, it was disgusting. It didn't taste good, but we liked it. It was just like you could tell the difference. Maybe it was in our head. It was like okay, this is Pepsi, and I'm like on this buzz, and this is Coke, and I'm on this buzz, and then you drink Jolt Cola, and I'm on this buzz.
But I'm the one sitting here as a diabetic. Okay, I don't understand that.
Well, I'm sorry, Ron.
it's the end result. It's like beer. I hate the taste of beer, but I'll drink it because I know where I'm getting to.
I was never a big beer drinker. I liked, when I used to go out in the day, I liked tequila shots because you got there and you get the shot and go bang, 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 bang. And they didn't affect, for some reason, that didn't really, I knew exactly how many I could drink before I was affected by it. So
I can do one.
I'm a sailor, Al. We drank a lot.
I understand
and
that.
I mean, a lot.
And one
I don't
of these
drink
days,
as much as I used to, but yeah,
and one of these days, Ron and I will get you to drink online, and we'll ask you to show us the bear thing.
There's been a couple times I've drink online. I've done not with you guys, but I used to do rum chata, spiced rum.
Everybody rum chata tonight. Everybody.
And I've done. I don't drink a lot of beer anymore, but I drink a lot of Angry Orchards.
Those are good.
Apple cider. Those I like those.
Oh, are those hard apple ciders?
Hard apple ciders. Yeah.
Al, you probably have access to Citizen, which is made up here, because you're just the next day down from me.
The funniest thing I used to, they probably still have those, like the wine coolers, and they're sweet like candy. And women would drink them. Like you'd be out and they're pounding down the wine. I feel so good. And I'm like, yeah. And then like you come back 45 minutes and they felt good because they were out of their mind. I'm like, whoa, you drink way too many of those things. It just, they were sweet. And then they had these other things.
Great.
We used to call them Windex shots because they were blue, and they tasted. Do you remember? They were like popsicles, but they weren't popsicles. They were
like a Jello shot.
No. They were like frozen.
I lived in the dorm. We didn't dare do that.
They were frozen. You drink as a kid. They were pops, but there's no stick on them, and they're in plastic.
Oh, like the flavor ice, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's what they taste like, the blue flavor ice. And man, when we'd go out, it would always kill us. There'd be like an attractive waitress with those things. You're like, yeah, I'll have another one. I'll have another. And before you knew it, you're like, God. So anyway,
she got the good tip, and you didn't get anything.
You're right. I'm not lying. That's exactly what happened.
Tried to be dirty there, Devin. I mean, she got all his money.
Not all my money. I wasn't that stupid. She got everyone else's money too. Don't just make it sound like it was me. Come on.
Well, there's no one here else to defend themselves from those.
So, anyhow, let's go to the chat real quick. Before I incriminate myself.
We could. I lived in a dorm, as you take a look at that. Yeah. So those who were over 21 could buy. And wine coolers were sweet, and so I had my share of those. The Seagrams, not the Bartles and James.
The wine coolers were, and there was a decent amount of alcohol in them. People don't think that there wasn't.
You get fucked up on a wine cooler.
Yeah, fudged.
Yeah.
During the week, we can't be naughty.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, that was.
I can't help it.
He served he served the country. You can say whatever he wants. Anyway, but yeah, the wine coolers were, man. You know, I remember women I was like, holy cow. And they're like, I think I could drink 3 more. And I'd be like, maybe you could drink 5 more. No. But, wine coolers, you just watch people get hammered on them. Like, you'd go out to a friend's picnic. I remember a couple of 4th of July picnics, and, like, guys' wives would be just getting hit. They didn't even realize it because they're just, these are so sweet. And they're just drinking. And I would look at my friends and go, you're going to get lucky tonight. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's like Zimas. I cannot understand how people could drink those freaking things.
I never drank one. Never had one.
I didn't like the taste of them, but people would drink them all the time.
My drink of choice now is a gin and tonic.
Gin and tonic, I do gin. Like, again, I'm not a tonic person or a seltzer person. I like ginger ale, so I'll do gin and ginger ale. I'll do gin and I think it's called honey whiskey.
Yeah, I've seen the ads for that for Jim Beam and Evan Williams, and
it's pretty good. And I'm not supposed to drink too much, but
neither am I.
So, but it's kind of a sweet drink.
Yeah, you don't like seltzer, huh?
No, I don't mind it, but it's not. I'd rather have ginger ale. I like ginger ale.
Well, since I'm diabetic and I'm not, the sweeteners that they put in that stuff is just as worse for you than the sugar. Maybe not for your sugar levels, but they're just not healthy.
Yeah, that's and again, unfortunately, don't do things you're not supposed to, Ron. We need you around.
So years ago, when I'll have a soda every once in a while, but I miss that cold and fizzy, and so we started drinking seltzer. And you can get it pretty much any flavor you want. They don't have a cola flavor.
Yeah, they do that now. They have the flavored. Hello, Todd. Todd B's in the chat.
But yes, Polar. I'll do the plug. Polar Black Cherry is my favorite, and I go through about a 12-pack a week. When she goes to the store, she'll not this Canada Dry isn't the same, but
you like the Polar stuff.
Polar.
I like my favorite ginger ale is Canada Dry. I like
for ginger ale, Canada Dry for sure.
That's what I like. Devin's like looking at us like, what the hell's wrong with you, baby?
So what's your drinking choice there, Devin?
Alcoholic or non-alcoholic?
Both.
Okay, non-alcoholics, Mountain Dew, and it's either the blue stuff or the other green stuff. I can't remember what the blue stuff is called, but the other green stuff is the Baja Blast. Those are the two I like. Both of them are seasonal. Baja Blast is summertime, and the other one is kind of fall and springtime, so I don't get them all the time. But yeah, Mountain Dew is my primary go-to drink. Pepsi, failing Mountain Dew, this Pepsi, but I can't drink as much as I used to. I used to go through a lot of soda. I mean, a lot of
soda.
I would go through a 24-pack in like 3 days.
Yeah, I had to cut back on my soda intake because not. I had to cut back on my sugar, so I used to like to drink. So
I
I
need
don't
to
drink as
cut
much.
back on it because I'm fat.
Okay, okay.
When I was diagnosed, and I was diagnosed back in 2001, 2002, so I was a really big boy. I'm only 5'2", when I was up over 220. I was drinking a good quart of Coke a day, and just cutting out those 500 calories
Yeah.
made so much difference.
In the chat, we have Bubba Husky. Let me go to the chat real quick. Todd B, hello. How you doing? He's saying hello to everyone. Bobby says gin is gross. I like gin. Gin's pretty good. Bubba Husky says Polar Diet Orange Dry is legit.
Oh yeah,
Too legit to quit.
it's like 5 calories, like a bottle. It's awesome. It's got.
You know what I used to love? And it's funny because when I go over my brother's, anytime he has like a family function, I mean, besides like regular going over my brother's, he always has the orange and purple and grape sodas. Just like when we were kids, I'm like, I always know you're gonna have this. And people are like, what are you gonna drink? You want this or that? I go, no, I'll have an orange soda, and then I'm gonna have a grape soda, and then I'm gonna finish off with an orange soda, because that's what I had as a kid, and I love that stuff.
We got one of those super duper Coke machines at Five Guys, which is another whole conversation on itself.
Yep.
And so normally when you go to any place for fast food and get a diet soda, it's Diet Coke, and Diet Coke sucks. It's not Coke.
That is an awful tasting beverage.
So they've got this like lifestyle machine, and there are 140 different choices, including any kind of diet soda you ever wanted. So if I want a grape soda to go with my cheeseburger and fries, I can have one. It's awesome.
Love it. Hello, Tribes fans. Joined us in the chat. Sly the Tank, Benjins joined us. So we got a few people in now. We're going to do and it's not necessarily sports trivia. We're going to do trivia in a couple of minutes. I found a decent trivia site, and I went through it. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. You know, we'll do a little, and we'll just throw it out there for fun, and then we'll figure out another way to do, a different way to do it. But we'll do a little trivia in a moment. We got as Sly saying hello to everybody. Yeah, I when I was a kid, like I said, I liked Pepsi. As I got older, do you remember when Coca-Cola changed your formula? And then everyone's like, we're excited and we get it. And I remember drinking it. I was like, yeah, this sucks. Do you remember when they really changed? It was like, yeah.
Yeah. I got
big time.
Call up your website. I know the story behind that. For your
really?
Trivia. Yeah.
For the
for Coke for new Coke.
Yeah, because it was not good.
Oh, it's terrible.
It was not good and bad. I'll tell you the other thing, and then we're gonna start. We'll go with some trivia. We're gonna have some Star Wars trivia. I think we'll start with the Star Wars trivia, and then some sports trivia. There's some interesting ones in there. I don't want to tell the site because then everyone's gonna cheat. I mean, we're on the internet. There's a delay. Everyone's cheating anyway. When you go, and who was? And everyone's like, Todd B says, sort of like the McRib sandwich. I don't think there's really ribs in the McRib sandwich.
I don't think there's even pork in the McRib sandwich.
Yeah, I think you don't want to know what's in the McRib sandwich. Those are, they always do that. Like you enjoy, like whatever, when you were a kid, you enjoyed eating something and they're like, you like hot dog? We're going to show you what's in a hot dog. I'm like, I don't want to know what's in a hot dog. I enjoy eating the hot dog. Can I just enjoy eating it? No, you can't have fun. You can't enjoy eating a hot dog. We're going to tell you what's in a hot dog. I don't want to know what's in a hot dog. Well, here's a whole video of it. It's like, I still like hot dogs. I don't care. Bless you.
I eat them once a year. I get them on opening day. I get a couple of bucks and eat them on opening day.
It's funny that you say that because opening day, the Red Sox usually play in the afternoon.
Yep.
And I will leave work slightly early to catch the second half of the game, and that's what I do. If it's nice weather out, I'll grill up a couple of hot dogs real quick, or I'll just do them up in the frying pan. But I want to have hot dogs on opening day. That's pretty funny you say that, Ron, because I do the same thing. I've done that. This year I didn't do it for certain reasons. I just wasn't really into it. But I've done that almost every opening day for 10 years or more.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just something I do. I'm like, I want to have a couple of and I like hot dogs. It's not something. I mean, I don't dislike hot dogs, but anyway, yeah, I don't know what's in a McRib. Let's go
I
back
think
to
a
the
hot
chat.
dog is healthier.
Sly the Tank Vengeance says it is pork, but only available during seasons when pork prices are the lowest. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yes, but you can sweet pork anytime, which I'm sure is what goes into Mr. McRib.
Yeah, but the best part is when they stamp it to make it look like ribs. That's it. That reminds me of the Play-Doh machines. Remember the Play-Doh machines when you were a kid, right? It's like they're probably sitting there going, "Is there a Play-Doh machine back?" Well, yeah. Well, is there a thing that makes it look like ribs? Well, yeah. Well, what the hell's the problem? Just put the pork stuff, smash it with the Play-Doh machine, McRib. And I was like, freaking brilliant. D. Scott Howard's joined us, and now captain of trivia, the king of trivia, D. Scott Howard's here. So let's get trivia started. We're gonna do a little trivia, and I got it on my handy dandy Kindle. So let's see how good we are with trivia. There's some interesting ones here. Let me just get this up here. That didn't sound right. Okay.
It's not Saturday night, Al.
That is still family friendly. There's a little boy going, "What does he mean, mommy? What is?" And then the wife's looking at the husband, going, "Mommy."
You made my wife laugh.
Of course, I made your wife laugh. We're funny. We are funny.
We are.
I made her watch it at breakfast that Sunday morning.
Let me tell you something. We're funny.
Yes.
Okay. I'm a bit biased. I like us, but we're funny. All right. There are some interesting trivia questions. I'm going to do a couple of sports, but I thought there were some really good Star Wars ones here. I'm the lead with one. I think everyone will get it, but I didn't even know this. This was more like, so let me just get into this trivia here. And
she was braless. She never used a bra during filming. Is that the question?
No, but that's a good one. Save that for Saturday.
Okay.
Oh, that has to be Princess Leia.
Yeah.
Yeah, she never wore.
That's because someone named George Lucas told her that they didn't wear underwear in the future. True story.
Yeah, absolutely.
George Lucas, you pervert. Mommy, what's a pervert? All right, we're going to get to trivia. Here we go. And I think we're going to do, let's start with, you know what? We'll start with a sports one. Let's do a sports one. As I got everyone revved up for.
This is Star Wars. I'm going to get them wrong anyway.
Let's do a sports one. They had some good ones on here.
I'll get the sports ones wrong.
No, but they're not. They're multiple choice. That's the beauty of that.
I'll still get them wrong.
Jar Jar Binks.
He played left field.
Greedo and the Starks.
Okay, here's one. Here's one. Okay. What Chicago Bears running back was known as the Galloping Ghost? A. Jim Brown. B. Walter Payton. C. Gale Sayers. Or D. Harold Grange. Now let's. You guys don't answer yet. As D. Scott Howard has already. Ding, 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 ding. I'm not going to say if you're right. Copy his answers, people. Copy his answers. As he says, Red Grange. And let's just hit this. This is what's cool about this. It tells you if you're wrong. So I'm going to hit Red Grange, which I already know. Ding, 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 ding. See, I already know the sound.
I've never heard him called Harold before.
No, but I thought if I gave away, that's why how they got away with, you know, like if you said Red Grange, the Galloping Ghost, I know that right away. At first I did the double take of who's name. Oh, Red Grange. Good job, D. Scott Howard. Todd B got it. Opa. Tribe Trent says Opa. Everybody. All right, so that was let's go down and do another trivia question. Baseball. What pitcher holds the record for the most complete games in Major League Baseball in a Major League Baseball career? Roy Halladay, Nolan Ryan, Cy Young, or Don Sutton? Now, Ron is laughing hysterically, as I did when I saw this question. I was like, so let's not say anything. and see if Devin can answer.
I'm going to go with Cy Young.
Okay, let's go to the chat here.
I'm probably wrong.
We got lots of Cy Youngs. We have Todd B. Cy Young, Bubba Husky Cy Young, Sly the Tank Benjamin. I like that. Sly, everyday people. Sly and the Family Stone. Tribes fan. Everyone's saying Cy Young, and you are correct. Let's see if we get the ding 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 ding. All right.
You just like playing that because of the sound.
It's true. I'm easily amused.
Hey, so am I. And welcome, Clinton Parks. Clinton Parks just came into the channel. Need to make sure we say hi to him.
Hello, Clinton Parks. This isn't your ordinary trivia show. We were talking about bras. Okay, Seinfeld trivia.
Okay.
But I don't know the names. What?
Dolores.
What? Yes. Ding 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 ding. Ron was it? No, was it Ron? He was Ron. Ron did it. In one of his chats, he brought up Terry Hatcher.
Oh yeah, during yesterday's game.
And I was like, no one in that chat like picks up on it. I'm like, you dirty bastard, Ron. No, I'm just kidding.
It was I got to use the something. Someone set me up, and I said, yeah. They're real and they're spectacular.
You know what's funny? Because I think at that point I was at lunch, so I was actually watching as opposed to listening, and I'm starting to think about Seinfeld, and you brought it up. I started laughing, and that's why I put my comment in. As Sly the Tank Benjamin must be a Seinfeld fan because he says Mulva when they're trying to guess. When they're trying to guess. Remember, he was trying to guess his girlfriend's name.
Yeah, Dolores. That's why I said it. Yeah.
No.
All right. What's the question?
All right, back to the questions. Okay, this was a good one. Ron might get this. I didn't get this on three. Well, I got it on the second attempt. Okay. What is a hockey question? NHL. What coach came off the bench to play for his team in the Stanley Cup Finals? Lester Patrick, Toe Blake, Wayne Gretzky, or Dick Irvin? Richard for short.
I thought this was a Seinfeld question.
Well, I said Dick Irvin.
I know. So, yes.
I'll say it one more time. As our panel's having difficulty with this when they're going, we'd like to pass the hockey question. What coach came off the bench to play for his team in the Stanley Cup Finals? Lester Patrick, who I don't know who that is. Toe Blake, who I know who that is. Wayne Gretzky, who if you pick that one, you're just wrong. Don't pick Wayne Gretzky. I'm telling you not to pick Wayne Gretzky. And Richard Dick Irving.
Senior, Hall of Famer.
As Glenn Perot in the chat says Lester Patrick.
Yeah,
and right. Clinton Parks. See, I went with Toe Blake at first because that's the only person I knew.
This was back when the Rangers won in 1940 or whatever.
And this is the cool thing about this. It's not every day a 44-year-old coach comes off the bench and ends up playing goalie for his team in the Stanley Cup. But that's just what Lester Patrick did for the Rangers back in 1928. Not only that, but he gave up only one goal, and the Rangers went on to defeat the Montreal Maroons in overtime. Yes. I didn't know they were Maroons. That's what they were called, Ron?
No, there were two teams in Montreal.
Oh.
There were the Canadiens and they were the Maroons, and the Maroons were more for the English fans, and the Canadiens obviously were
the French. Yeah.
And the Maroons the war just led them dry for money and players.
So then Glenn Perot. So we have hockey fans in the chat. As Todd B says, the Hanson brothers. I like that one. All right, let's do a little Star Wars trivia. Here, let's go to that.
Okay.
I like how that question was, the answer to that came out. It's not every day that it happens, but the only time that it happened was in 1929.
We will not be replaying that season on Retro Sports Network.
28. You got it wrong, Devin. I just read it.
Oh, the final was in 29. He got it right. Leave the poor guy alone.
The 20. It's like
this is a good one. This is a good one. One more. This is a good one. This is one of my favorite highlights as a kid watching NFL films. This was one of my favorites.
Star Wars question.
We're gonna get to the Star Wars questions.
Okay.
We will.
Okay.
This is more laid back. This isn't like we're Saturday where Al's looped up on whatever. Come on.
Coffee.
We're family friendly here.
All right.
Yes. Anyway, so what NFL player returned a fumble 66 yards in the to the wrong end zone? Leon Lett, Deion Sanders, Dethella O'Neal, Delpha O'Neal, or Jim Marshall?
I wish that a couple of those had done that.
Yeah, me too. As Todd B has a proper team but the wrong player, as Todd B was like, he was buzzing in really quick. Todd, that answer's not on. That's not one of the answers, Todd.
What do you
say? Okay. As everyone's answering, Jim Marshall. And he says, oops, Jim Marshall. Yeah, that's one of my favorite clips as a kid. I would just sit there, and his teammates are trying to,
you're going
the wrong way. And he thinks he scores a touchdown. He spikes the ball, he throws the ball in the air or something. It's a safety for the other team. Oh, yeah. Tribes fan, Jim Marshall had sacked to win the game versus the 49ers, I believe. Yeah. Great player, Jim Marshall. But that was when, okay, Star Wars, because Ron's like, Al, you promised Star Wars questions. Now we're going to have some Star Wars questions. Browse trivia. Movie trivia. And then Star Wars. Where is it? There it is. All right, they had some interesting ones here. All right, a little Star Wars trivia. As D. Scott Howard says, there was a 49er who did it way back when. I do not. All right, well, who was that, Mr. D. Scott? All right. Here's a very interesting one, and I actually got this right just with an educated guess. Which Star Wars movie was filmed entirely in the studio? Return of the Jedi, Star Wars, Revenge of the Sith, Attack of the Clones. Which Star Wars movie was filmed entirely in the studio? Return of the Jedi, Star Wars, Revenge of the Sith, Attack of the Clones.
Fairly certain it was Attack of the Clones. It wasn't anything from the original trilogy because a lot of those were shot on scene, on site. So it had to have been. It had to have been either Revenge of the Sith or from the prequels. But I couldn't say which one because I didn't really bother to watch either one of them.
I understand that, but what is your answer, Devin? What is your answer?
Attack of the Clones.
Okay, Devin goes with Attack of the Clones. Ron Juckett.
I would have said the original.
Okay, Ron's going out there. He's not listening to Devin, his partner. He's like, Devin, I love you, but no. All right, so let's see. Let's go to the chat. Let's go to the chat and let's see how you guys did.
I'm sure Devin's right, but
there's a lot of Revenge in the Sith in there. Sly says Revenge of the Sith. D. Scott Howard said something. It must have been potty mouth because he deleted it. I'm just kidding. I don't know what it was.
He changed his answer after he heard me.
Oh, send in the clones. So D. Scott says send in the clones. Bubba Husky, Revenge of the Sith. JD, Sith. Clones, outdoor scenes on Naboo. Okay, so now let's go with Devin's answer and see if we get the ding, 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 or we get the Attack of the Clones. No, it went.
That's a story of my life.
Revenge of the Sith. Ding, 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 ding. Unlike the previous Star Wars films, which were shot both on soundstage and on location, Star Wars 3, Revenge of the Sith, was filmed entirely in the studio. The only location work was a background plate shot during the production of Episode 2. I don't know what the hell that means, but anyway.
Oh, that was the only one of the prequels I saw, and it sucked.
Bron, tell us how you really feel.
All the prequels sucked.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of the prequels. The third one I liked the best because it gave you the background story of how Anakin became Darth Vader.
Right.
I enjoyed that. So here's one. This is, I think you guys will get this one. This was an interesting one just to think about. Sly the Tank Benjamin says 3 was actually pretty decent. Yeah, that's the one I like. The one with Anakin. I didn't mind that one so much. The backstory.
Banks.
I've come around to Jar Jar Binks because I think he's a Sith now. So I like it.
Jar. That's right.
I agree with Devin on that. All right, here's an interesting. I like this one. I think pretty much everyone will get this one, but it was interesting to when I read the little answer thing. It was pretty interesting. Which of the 3 main heroes, Star Wars, Luke, Leia, and Han Solo? Those are the 3 main heroes. In case you didn't know.
My life's ruined. You spoiled the whole freaking thing for me.
Spoiler.
Don't spoil it. It's only been out since 1977. I'm gonna get around to watching it.
What did you drink during my game?
Not enough, obviously.
Oh, that's not nice. Anyway, in Star Wars trilogy, okay, which of the 3 main heroes, Luke, Leia, and Han Solo, in the Star Wars trilogy, refused to sign a 3-pitcher deal? Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, or they all signed the 3-pitcher deal? So which one of the 3, Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, or did they all sign the 3-film deal?
They were all unknown before the first movie.
So
I'm going to take a guess. It's Harrison Ford.
Devin?
I'm going to go with Mark Hamill because as soon as Star Wars was done, he segued right into filming Corvette Summer. He was looking for other films to do. So I'm going to say Mark Hamill.
Okay. In the chat so far, we have Sly said, Bubba Husky says Harrison Ford. JD says Harrison Ford. Sly the Tank Benjamin, Harrison Ford. Todd Hamill. Clinton Parks, Harrison Ford. No, he says Carrie Fisher.
Well, that was interesting because she was 19 when they filmed that.
The answer is, folks, again, you went with Hamill, right, Devin? And Ron went with Harrison Ford. So we're going to go with Mark Hamill first.
This is why I don't go to trivia nights down at the pubs.
I'd like to phone a friend. I'd like to phone my friend Devin. Devin. Anyway, now we're going to go to Harrison Ford.
I am not your lifeline.
Ding, 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 ding.
Because he was the only one that was actually even a semi-star at that point.
Yep, and here it is.
He was in Apocalypse Now before Star Wars.
Harrison Ford?
Yep.
Wow.
He was. He
had a bit role in Apocalypse Now at the beginning. He was one of the general's aides. He was right there. He was the one operating the reel-to-reel when the general was explaining and Kurtz was speaking on the. Harrison Ford was in Apocalypse Now.
Yeah. And he was in the drag race in American Graffiti.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So
everybody was in American Graffiti, basically.
Yeah. Having Han Solo frozen in carbonite was, at least in part, due to the fact that they were not sure that Harrison Ford would return for a 3rd film. When the original Star Wars was made, Carrie Fisher and Mark Hamill were signed for the 3-pitcher deal, but Ford refused. So they're like, well, we could kill him and then do a dream sequence, or we could freeze him in carbonite.
Well, wasn't Raiders of the Lost Ark between Empire and Jedi?
Yes.
Yes, which was outstanding. Raiders of the Lost Ark is freaking awesome.
Great movie.
That is just such a fun movie. There's so many fun things in that movie. the helicopter, the propeller scene, and the guy he just shakes his head, and the guy goes, and blood just goes spewing everywhere. It was really good. Let's go to the chat real quick. JD says, and he's talking about Harrison Ford, and was very happy when they killed him off in 7. He wanted George to kill him off in the 3rd movie. Clinton Parks, except Carrie Fisher, she wasn't in American Graffiti. Cindy Williams, Cindy Williams. Howard says Cindy Williams got her part. All right, here's a good one. What color is Mace Windu's lightsaber? That's kind of a personal issue.
What?
Yeah, is this an appropriate question for a Wednesday's schmooze
Really
before
Well,
you
my
start?
lightsaber out of
depending
there.
on what color it is, it seems how what color it is. Yes, it might be an inappropriate question.
If the color purple pops up, it isn't an appropriate question. So whose lightsaber?
Wait, Mace Windu.
I have no idea who the hell that is.
Well,
Samuel Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson. You know what would be funny if they redid Star Wars, but had Quentin Tarrant that one with Samuel L. Jackson, that one had Samuel L. Jackson's part rewritten by Quentin Tarantino and see how many F-bombs they could put into it.
All right.
Mommy?
So what are my color choices? Is brown one of my color choices?
No, I'm going to give you color choices.
Okay.
Black, blue, purple, and green. I got this one right because I remembered. So again, what color is Mace Windu's lightsaber? Black, blue, purple, or green?
Oh, I know the answer.
Yeah, I did because I thought it was. I was like, that's awesome. Then we'll go to the chat.
I defer. I'm going to say black.
Okay, Devin.
Theft, Ray theft.
Devin.
Purple.
Okay, let's go to the chat. Slide Benjamin, purple. Bubba Husky, purple. JD, purple.
Oh, it's purple then.
Ron,
This actually goes to how he got the role.
ding, ding, ding. Good job, good job. There is no mystical significance in the color of Mace Windu's lightsaber, Samuel Jackson. After a joking conversation with the stunt coordinator, Nick Gillard, asked Lucas if he could have a purple lightsaber, and Lucas agreed. In an interview on UK TV, Jackson said he thought it would be cool. And it was. Remember, I went, "Whoa, that's cool." So he got the reaction that he wanted.
It's the only purple lightsaber in the Star Wars universe. In canon, anyways.
Ooh, this is a good one. The Star Wars special, which actually never aired, I guess, because I was reading about it.
The Christmas special?
Yeah, I guess it never aired or something.
It aired. I watched it.
Or maybe it only aired once.
I watched it too.
Okay, well then they got this wrong, or I misread it. Stop yelling at me.
They never aired again.
That's what they probably meant. Why don't you just go along with me? Forget about facts.
It's okay, Al. It's okay. We're your friends.
I know. Here we go.
Safe place, Al. It's a safe place.
It's a safe place. Where did the monkey touch you, Al?
But baby, it's cold outside.
Baby, it's cold outside.
All right. So the B. Arthur with the aliens, yeah.
The Star Wars Holiday Special. Back to the show, people. No one wants to know where the monkey touched Al. I do.
We'll talk about that Saturday.
Okay. It's a safe space, Al. Tell us where the monkey touched you. I don't want to talk about it. Okay. The Star Wars Holiday Special marked the first appearance of which Star Wars character? Boba Fett, Jar Jar Binks, Lando Calrissian, or Jabba the Hutt, who's a jovial kind of guy. The Star Wars Holiday Special marked the first appearance of which Star Wars character? Boba Fett, Jar Jar Binks, Lando Calrissian, or Jabba the Hutt. If anyone answers Jar Jar Binks, smack them.
Well, Lando Calrissian's the only human in that thing, so... And they might have been filming Empire at that point, so I'm going to say that. Billy D. Williams for the block.
I agree with you. That was my answer also. Not saying it's right. I'm just saying that's the way I answered.
Yeah, no, it's probably like Boba Fett, but I'm gonna go with Billy D. Williams.
Devin?
Boba Fett and Jabba the Hutt were in the first Star Wars. Jar Jar Binks wasn't around yet, so it's got to be Lando.
Okay, so we got 3 Lando Calrissians. Let's go to the chat here. And the Westerosi Ninjas joined us. That's Milt. Check out that channel. He's his partners with Dog when they do the top 5 list. We're going to do a top 5 list of where the monkey touched us.
That's got to be late Saturday night.
It's going to be late Saturday night.
You only have 2 nipples, Al. Where are the other 3 spots?
So that's why you're going to have to tune in and find out.
You got to tune in and find out. I don't know. I woke up. There was a monkey. I don't know what the hell happened.
There was whipped cream and Jello everywhere. I don't know. I would,
There's a
And
peanut
I
about
could
my.
smell
There was a
strawberry
peanut.
shortcake.
a lot of feathers, you know.
All
I
right,
don't
back
remember everything.
to the family programming now. So, what the hell was the question? Oh yeah, I remember. So a lot of people, Bubba picks Lando, Sly the Tank Benjamin Lando, Tribes fan Jar Jar. Someone hit him. Someone hit him. He put joke though. We'll let it slide. I'm with Ron. He says Lando. D. Scott Howard. Who made the first animated Star Wars spoof? That's not a question yet. Jar Jar Binks was only Sly's making fun of that Jar Jar. And right, Ben. Okay, so we said Lando Calrissian. Pretty much everyone went Lando Calrissian. Are we ready for the answer?
Oh.
That's the way I felt. I was very upset. I thought I was correct. I was wrong.
Was it Jar Jar?
Jar Jar Bing? No. Jabba the Hutt? No. It was Boba Fett. Ding, ding, ding. And this was interesting. The Star Wars Holiday Special, which aired November 17th. Yeah, I see I read it wrong. That's why. November 17th, 1978, marked the first appearance of the character Boba Fett. In an animated segment of the show, this special has never been released on video. I messed that up. However, bootlegged home recorded videos have been circulated for years and are now all over the internet. George Lucas once remarked at an Australian convention that if I had the time and a sledgehammer, I would track down every bootleg copy of that program and smash it.
CBS paid a ton of money for that too.
I bet you they did. Oh my God. I never seen it, but now I have to find it.
It's on the tube. It's on the tube.
So I misread that because I was like, I could have, because you guys had said you saw it. I was like, oh, maybe they saw it on the,
the problem is if you go on YouTube to look for it, it's like it was recorded straight from a VCR, so it looks like watching it in the 70s.
But that's cool though.
Yeah, that.
So you get your snack pack of Hunts and your Pringles and your Mountain Dew, and you're all set.
Now here's an interesting question. As we got some junk mail. Why? Okay, we got junk mail. That's nice. Let's look who's in the junk mail. Open junk mail. Let's delete that. I don't want that.
Did your prostate qualify for a second mortgage, Al?
Yes, it did. And it says if I click on this link, everything's A-okay. So click on it and download this mega virus into your computer.
Not just a virus, a mega virus.
It's not. And then you're going to be like, Al, where did the mega virus touch you? Show us on the monkey. Wait a second.
The hard drive is no longer hard.
No, it's not. What actor? Back to trivia question mode.
Okay.
What actor pulled out? Oh boy,
Hold
that's not appropriate. That's not appropriate, folks.
Hold on, your monkey.
Yeah. What did they do to the monkey? Bubbles. Anyway, here we go. What actor pulled out of episode 3? People, get your mind out of the gutter. It's a family entertainment. God, Wednesday's not a good family entertainment day. I just realized because it's the hump day. What actor pulled out of episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, when he discovered that non-union actors were being used in the film?
I have no idea.
I think you might, though. George Clooney, Gary Oldman, Gary Coleman, or Mel Gibson.
What you talking about, Al?
What you talking about, Al? So once again, your choices are George Clooney, Gary Coleman from Different Strokes, and there's another version of that, but it's not.
Okay,
yeah. Gary Oldman or Mel Gibson.
I would have no idea.
Wonky enough to do that. But I could see Clooney. But I'm going to say
I could definitely see Clooney pulling something like that. Yeah, but
AU Pack Mules joined us in the chat, and he says, "Do the Humpty Hump, hump. Do the Humpty Hump, hump. Do the Humpty Hump, hump." Well, he just said it's Hump Day, but I'm assuming I'm visualizing AU Pac Man doing "Do the Humpty Hump."
Well, he did put the 2 little icons of the camels in there. So
that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. So, who you going with? Oldman.
Oldman.
Kevin.
I'm gonna have to say Oldman, even though I think Clooney is more prone to do something like that, but I think it's Oldman.
I can't imagine Clooney turning down any Star Wars, but he was at the height of his powers then, right?
Imagine if Gary Coleman was offered Star Wars. You think he'd turn it down? He'd be like, "I'm in." So Bubba Husky in the chat says Oldman. Sly the Tank Benjamin says Oldman. AU Pack Mule says Oldman. Clinton Park says, great. Now we're talking monkey strokes. That, again, is a different Clinton. Stop it. Stop it, Clinton. Clinton's also a Navy veteran.
Wait till you see the remake of Bedtime for Bonzo.
Yeah.
I have seen the remake of Bedtime for Bonzo.
I've seen a remake. It had to do with Seven Dwarves and Snow White, but I don't think Disney made that one. Anyway. So, Bobby Kintalao says, you are all feisty tonight for sure. Gary Coleman, D. Scott Howard goes, Gary Coleman turned down the role of R2-D2. Interesting. All right, the answer is, let's try Gary Oldman.
Wow.
Yes. I had it between Clooney and Oldman when I did these, and I'm thinking Clooney wouldn't even have taken the role because once he knew, you know what I mean? Like I said, I could see Gary Oldman doing that. Gary Oldman had agreed to be the voice of General Grievous, but pulled out of the film because it was being made using actors who were not part of the Screen Actors Guild, of which Ullman was a member of.
And that's why no one knows who the hell he is.
He played Dracula.
Yes, he did in Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Stroking who? What?
D. Scott Howard, this is something to look forward to on Saturday, so we're going to have a chat with Saturday, if not just for this. D. Scott Howard has joined but he will not use a monkey. D. Scott Howard, Saturday, I will tell you where the goat bit me. So stay tuned for that. D. Scott Howard, exclusive on Al Red Sox Fan Channel with Devin and Ron Juckett, and maybe other people. I don't know. We possibly might have a monkey and a goat.
We got a pussy right here.
Ron's sitting there going, let me hit this one out of the ballpark.
Out of the ballpark.
She's been laying on my lap since 8 o'clock, so, you know.
I'm not going there.
It's Vermont. It's natural.
It's like Poland Springs water. What was that? I think it was like a Coca-Cola, one of those waters that everyone was paying like $28 for.
Oh, like the Sani or something like that.
And they got caught. It was tap water. Yeah, I'm sitting there going, I'm like, people are so stupid. I mean, if you want to enjoy your water out of the bottle, that's fine, but don't think like it's pure. It's pure.
I'm trying
it's
to
pure.
see what spring my seltzer's been made from. Yeah. Whatever flows through Worcester.
Oh, that's good stuff in Worcester.
Yeah, I can chew it every once in a while.
Yeah. So, all right, let's go to the chat real quick.
I got time for a couple more questions.
All right, let's go to questions because Ron's got to go. We started a little late because Al had technical difficulties, and when you run such a successful show like this, which makes a lot of money, which has a lot of viewers and subscribers, you do everything yourself. You're the engineer, technician, writer, producer, and all kinds of stuff. Anyway,
HR, PR.
Yeah, I had to report myself to HR.
I know, it sucks. I had to give myself a really long talk once.
And they were like, was it unwanted? I was like, well, you kind of put pressure on me, you know. I want to keep my job.
You have a monkey for a boss.
Exactly. So I have an HR meeting with myself tomorrow. You know, I hope it goes well. You know,
well, just bribe your HR person with some dunks, and you'll be all set.
I'm going to. Take care, Bobby. Thank you very much for stopping by. All right, here we go. Star Wars trivia. Who is the only non-Jedi in the original Star Wars trilogy to use a lightsaber?
Oh,
Princess Leia, Han Solo, Chewbacca, or R2-D2? Excellent. Good job, Ron. Who
we
needs?
need Chris here for the Chewy sounds.
I
Yeah,
don't know. That was pretty good. Ron was pretty good.
It was,
might
but
get-
it wasn't. It
not
wasn't
Chris, though.
Chris. Yeah, it's not Chris.
Who is
Sorry,
the only?
Ron.
Who is the only? Ron, I liked it.
He didn't say he didn't like it. He just said it wasn't Chris. That's all.
I didn't say it wasn't. I know it's not Chris. I know the difference between you and Chris.
I mean, come on. We can't do impressions all the time.
It's not easy.
Now,
Adrian.
that was a good Kermit.
Now you see, I didn't like that one at all. No, I'm just kidding. That was good.
You're confusing me, Al.
I'm gonna say no, Han
See-
Solo.
Han Solo.
I was gonna say Chewie, but Chewie conceivably could have been, and I don't think Han was part of the Jedi. But I could be completely wrong.
So who are you going with?
Let me phone a friend. Sarah.
He's using
Ron's
his
phoning a
wife.
friend. He's using. Don't call Devin. Well, Devin might get this one right.
Don't call Devin.
No, I'm not going to call Devin. My wife's home, and now my cat's trying to chew the camera. So if I disappear,
Because
Blame
the
it
bat
on
battle
Emily. So who are we
I'm
picking?
I'm going to say Han Solo.
Okay, good answer, Sarah. Possibly a good answer.
No, that was
Uh,
Ron's answer. I never got to tell Sarah because the cat's here staring at me.
Oh, the cat's pissed at you. Go ahead.
Yes. From the
Devin?
bad pussy joke a few minutes ago. Yeah.
Han
she liked
Solo. It was Han Solo.
Let's go to the chat here. Everyone's saying, Sly the Tank Benjamin says Leia. Bubba Husky says Han Solo. The Westerosi Ninja Milt says R2D2, he ejected it. Well, that's kind of a personal issue, don't you?
I don't want to know if the monkey's touching you there.
Yeah. We're going to get back to Bubba Husky's comment because of, D. Scott Howard says Han Solo. And then Sly, after looking at another comment, says, I believe you're right. So let's go to the answer here. Let's go to R2D2. That was Milt's answer. No.
Just
Han
because
Solo.
you would-
Ding, 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 ding. And Bubba Husky got it exactly right. He says Han used Luke's to cut open the tauntaun to keep Luke warm. Remember the
Dun, 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 dun.
dun, 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 dun. Han
No,
Solo
that's the
used
can.
no
Not the
on that
tauntaun.
planet. It's the tauntaun.
Yeah, but you're singing the can.
Yes, I was.
Well, when on tauntaun, you do as the tauntauns do.
Well, the tauntauns are big creatures that don't look good in maid skirts.
Yeah, but you don't understand. They like to dance, and they do the tauntaun all the time.
Well, not for me to judge their dancing styles. Then. Okay.
So, yep, but that's exactly what it was when they cut it open. Oh, this is an interesting one, and we'll end with this one for Star Wars because Ron's got to leave, and
Yep.
then we'll wrap up. Last Star Wars question.
All right.
Here we go. 11:49 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Last question.
I've gotten more of these right than I thought.
You did pretty good. You've done really good, Ron. So, what character did George Lucas consider making a midget? Now, he must have been high as a kite. I thought this was a joke question. Then I looked into it more. So once again, what character did George Lucas consider making a midget? Again, had to be stoned out of his mind doing mushrooms or some crap like that. Princess Leia, Jar Jar Binks, Chewbacca, or Luke Skywalker?
Well, considering that Chewbacca is, could play center for most NBA teams, I'm going to say Chewbacca.
I said Chewbacca also.
I'm going to go with Chewbacca because he basically shrunk them and turned them into midgets when he used the Ewoks in the third one. Anyways, that was actually supposed to be a bunch of Wookiees on Endor, not a bunch of Ewoks.
Well,
so I'm going to go.
He had a midget in R2D2 because there was someone actually inside that. It wasn't robotic. It was
right. Yes. So we went with Chewbacca. Let's go to the chat here. Bubba Husky says Chewbacca. Westerosi Ninja says Greedo. No, not one of the choices, but good guess. Good guess. Sly says Chewie. Westerosi Ninja now says Jar Jar Binks. Clinton Park says Tyrion Lannister. Clinton's been a little bit tired. Jake Cruz says Luke. What are you, crazy? It's Luke Skywalker. Come on. That's why we got Ewoks. Says Sly. Seems like it would be Chewy, says D. Scott Howard. AU Pac-Meal says yup. So I think he's going with Chewy. And D. Scott Howard now changes his answer to Gary Coleman. So, as AU Pac-Meal says, I like your thinking outside the box. So, again, we all picked Chewy. And I feel good about this answer.
Oh! Well, I mean...
Well, it's got to be that idiot Jar Jar Bing.
Well, if it was Leia, I mean, she couldn't have been a sex symbol if she was a midget.
Nope. The one person who had it right, Mr. Jake Cruz, Luke Skywalker. What?
Wow.
Okay, so now here's a little backstory on it. This is what I like about this. Whether it's right or wrong, I don't know. I just read them and I'm like, that's right. It sounds right to me. You know.
Read it on the internet, so it's got to be true.
Exactly. Anything,
said.
If it's on Scopes, it's got to be true.
Your mouthwash has been talking to you?
Or Snopes, whatever the hell that freaking thing's called.
Snopes.
Yeah. Yeah, something. I don't know.
All right. So what?
At one point, Lucas planned for the character of Luke Skywalker, along with his aunt and uncle, to be midgets. Can we say midgets?
Yes.
Little people.
Okay. No, according to some sources, Leia's line when Luke rescues her, "Aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper?" is a remnant of the story idea. So that was kind of interesting. Anyway.
All right, I got a story for you. I'll leave you with this.
Ooh, story time with Uncle Ron. And then we'll when Ron leaves, we'll do a little more trivia.
Yeah.
And then we'll call it a stream. So story time with Uncle Ron.
You two remember there was an actor strike in the start of the 1980 season, which is why we didn't find out until November who shot JR and all that. And so the networks had to fill time with extra episodes of Real People and That's Incredible and stuff like that. So NBC had a show called Games People Play. And it was hosted by Bryant Gumbel, and it just showed kind of off-the-wall sports. And one night, they showed dwarf throwing from Chicago.
And they had to stick to the wall.
No. Well, maybe it was. I don't know.
Oh.
But one of the competitors was a guy by the name of Lawrence Tiro, or Mr. T, and that was his big break on television, was a dwarf throwing contest during the actor strike.
That's awesome. Come here, little man.
Pity the fool. Pity the fool.
That's awesome. That's a great story, man. Uncle Ron. That's going to be a new segment, Uncle Ron Storytelling. Thank you, Ron.
That's why Al's monkey touched him on the nose.
That's right. My monkey. Now, where did the monkey touch you out? Tell us. I'm not telling you. Tell us where the monkey touched you.
Time remembers, right, Al?
That's right. I tried. Well, Ron, thank you very much. As always, being a great sport, and say goodnight to Sarah and goodnight to Emily, who's very angry. A very angry pussy cat.
It is Vermont. There's lots of, you can fill in the blank from there. We'll talk about it Saturday. All right, guys. Have a good night.
Good night. Thank you very much. All right. We're going to do a little more trivia. Is everyone saying good night to Ron? Wait. Okay. Sly the Tank Benjamin says, trivia question for the panel. What U.S. president was born a king? I'm sensing it's a trick question, Devin.
I'm sensing it's a trick question as well. I don't know.
People are answering Gerald Ford. I thought he was born a car, Gerald Ford, right?
Automobile.
Donger. Where is the automobile? Great movie, 16 Candles.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Oh,
it's kind of like the one I tried pulling on people.
That's a good question. That's a cool question.
It's a great question. The one I like pulling on rock and roll trivia is, how many beards are there in ZZ Top?
How many beards?
Yeah.
And ZZ Tops.
Yeah, the band ZZ Top.
One.
It's a 3-member band.
Yeah, I know that.
The two front runners have got the big, massive beards.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're
the
right.
drummer is clean shaven, but his last name is Beard.
Oh,
so there are 3 beards in
question.
ZZ Top. Yeah, I know it's a good question.
Milt answered 3, so he knew it.
Yeah, Milt knew it.
All right, so let's.
Well, he's kind of like the master of trivia, anyways. I don't think we're going to pull anything over on him.
No, Milt's really good. Milt's really good at trivia.
And I suck. That's why my friends stopped inviting me to pub night trivia.
This is a fun, interesting question, trivia question. One more Star Wars question, then we'll pick something else, and then we'll call it a stream. In episode 6, Return of the Jedi, as I call it, episode 3, but it's 6 because they did prequels. The growls and sounds of the Rancor in Jabba's palace were actually made by what animal? So the Rancor was what Luke Skywalker battled, right? Okay.
It's what Jabba the Hutt fed everybody to.
Okay, so it's what Jabba the Hutt fed everyone to. So again, in episode 6, Return of the Jedi, the growls and sounds of the Rancor in Jabba's palace were actually made by what animal? A panther, a wolverine, a pigeon, or a dachshund?
Just because I know how off the wall sound effects can be sometimes, I'm going to go with the dachshund.
You're going to go with the dachshund. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't go with that one, but I went with what Westerosi Ninja said, panther. So I say panther. Sly says wolverine. Again, I'll just repeat it. In episode 6, Return of the Jedi, the growls and sounds of the Rancor in Jabba's palace were actually made by what animal? Panther, wolverine, pigeon. If anyone picks pigeon and they're standing next to you, slap them in the head. Not pigeon.
Pigeon was my second guess.
Or dachshund. Or Devin said it the proper pronunciation. I say dachshund. AU Pack Mule says walrus. I am the walrus. Cuckoo.
Yeah. It was monkeys. Monkeys made the sound.
Well, we're going to go to monkeys. We're going to do Wizard of Oz trivia, 3 of them before we leave. And we're going to go to the question now. The answer. Bubba Husky says dachshund. Yes, Clinton, but the question is where? They're still trying to figure out where the monkey touched. Al, Red Sox fan. It's a trick question. I'm not telling you. All right. So I said panther. As Milt says panther. And I feel good about that answer because Milt answered panther. I think we're right. No, we're not. So then Sly said wolverine. That sounds good. Sound effects, people. Sound effects. No. Could it be pigeon? No. It is the dachshund. Ding, ding, ding. The growls and sounds of the Rancor in Jabba's palace were actually remixed from an audio recording of an aggressive dachshund. That's pretty funny. I think that's pretty funny.
Here's another little bit of trivia. The engines of the Millennium Falcon was actually remastered from a P-51 Mustang fighter jet, or not fighter jet, fighter.
That's a World War II plane.
It's a World War II plane. It's a prop job.
Out in the Pacific?
No, there were some in the Pacific. It's mostly over in the European theater.
Oh, European theater. Okay.
It's the big plane we used in the Pacific fighter. But yeah, the Millennium Falcon.
That's pretty cool.
The engines of the Millennium Falcon was actually a P-51 prop-driven Mustang sound effect.
That's pretty cool. All right, let's try Wizard of Oz. Let me just get there. Do a few more questions and we'll call it a stream. We had a late start because my computer freaked out. Wizard of Oz trivia. I was printing these up, and then I realized, dummy, just look at them on your Kindle. I'm printing up, going, this is a lot of paper. I got to flip through all this paper. And then my Kindle's looking at me going, you really are stupid, aren't you? You're
Yeah,
stupid, right?
remember when they tried telling us the computers were going to save us paper? We're going to be a paperless society now.
Not with Al Red Sox fan. I print everything.
No, that's the thing. My mother's the same way. Everything she comes across, emails, everything, she prints everything out. Mom, it's right there on the computer.
Here we go. Some Wizard of Oz trivia.
Monkeys.
And where did they touch you? You are correct.
Flying monkeys.
Is it worse to be touched by a regular monkey or a flying monkey? We will find out Saturday. So be there on Saturday with our ensemble cast of millions. Which song was almost cut from The Wizard of Oz? We're off to see the wizard, over the rainbow, if I only had a brain, the Lollipop Guild. So which song was almost cut from The Wizard of Oz? I've not answered these on my own, so I don't know. So I'm the other ones I did because I went through almost all of them, and it was about. So again, which song was almost cut from The Wizard of Oz? We're off to see the wizard, over the rainbow, if I only had a brain, the Lollipop Guild. When I was a kid, I thought it was a lollipop. We represent the Lollipop Kid. That's what I thought they were saying, but it's
That's
Guild.
what I thought too.
Yeah, when I was a kid. So, and my guess, I'm gonna say, I don't think it's. We're off to see the wizard because that's pretty big, right? We're off to see the wizard. I'm gonna say over the rainbow.
I'm going to go with Over the Rainbow as well, just because of how big that song is.
Yeah.
That would make sense that they probably were thinking about cutting it.
And let's go to Clinton Parks is leaving us. Over the Rainbow. They thought it was. He picks Over the Rainbow. He picks Over the Rainbow. Jay Cruz says, if I only had a brain, meaning the song. JD answers quite honestly, don't care. Sly, the Tank Benjamin, they thought it was too. I think he says Over the Rainbow also. West Roasty Ninja says, if I only had a brain. Okay. And Clinton's making fun of me. So, if I only had a brain, let's go with that one. Wrong, you guys. And we said Over the Rainbow, Devin and I, along with Clinton and Sly. It's correct. Over the Rainbow was the biggest popular hit, which Devin said was the biggest popular hit of 1939, but it was almost cut from the film during the process of test screening and final editing in the summer of 1939. According to one report, studio head Louis B. Mayer thought the song was too sad. How wrong was he? So yeah, that's pretty cool. Why does Miss Gulch take Toto? He chewed up her newspaper. She wants to have him neutered. That bitch. He bit her. Dorothy doesn't have a dog license. He bit her.
Yep, that's what I'm going to say.
I'm going to say he bit her. I'm almost positive that one.
Yep. Well, and Dorothy didn't have a dog license either, but that was the 30s. Nobody had a dog license.
Yeah, no, you didn't need a dog. In the 30s, you didn't need a dog license.
Especially out on the farm.
Yeah, it's a dog. You need a dog on the farm.
Yeah. Well,
as everyone in the chat saying, except Bubba Husky saying neutered. Clinton says he bit her. Sly bit her. D. Scott Howard bite. Jake bite. West Rosie Ninja bite. Yeah, I mean, that was a pretty easy one. We're just going to go ding, ding, ding. All right, let's see. The reason why I went through the other ones because I wanted to pick interesting ones, but we're just gonna. What are the names? Oh my God, I'm not. This is a tough one. Oh, we might get this. What are the names of the farmhands on Uncle Henry's farm? Larry, Daryl, and Daryl, Jim, Frank, and Harry, Hunk, Zeke, and Hickory, Jed, Jethro, and Buddy. The names, once again, what are the names of the farmhands on Uncle Henry's farm? Larry, Daryl, and Daryl, Jim, Frank, and Harry, Hunk, Zeke, and Hickory, Jed, Jethro, and Buddy.
It's either the second or the fourth one.
I like the Hunk, Zeke, and Hickory. For some reason, I remember Zeke, and I could be totally wrong. So you like the second or the
fourth one? I'm going to go with the second one.
Jim, Frank, and Harry.
Yes.
Okay.
Simple, basic Midwestern names.
JD's not a big fan of Wizard of Oz.
I'm picking up on that.
Let's go here. Oh, Sly Benjamin says, Toto was a mouser. They needed him around to help feed the family rats during the Depression. That's disturbing, but probably true. D. Scott Howard says C, so he went with Hunk, Zeke, and Hickory. Sly says Jim, Frank, and Harry. Bubba Husky went with Hunk, Zeke, and Hickory. Clinton goes with Hunk, Zeke, and Hickory. Todd goes with Mo, Larry, and Curly. I like that. West Roasty Ninja goes with Jim, Frank, and Harry. JD, not a fan of Wizard of Oz. J. Cruz says, my brother Daryl and my other brother Daryl, classic. It is. So let's go with Jim, Frank, and Harry. Wrong. Let's go with Hunk, Zeke, and Hickory. Correct. I just remembered Zeke. So Hunk, Zeke, and Hickory worked on Aunt Em and Uncle Henry's farm. Their alter egos in Oz are the Scarecrow, Cowardly Lion, and Tin Woodsman. This is awesome. This is awesome. This one I actually did look at. This one. Okay, now remember when this was filmed, people. Remember, that's like a little clue. So remember when this was filmed. This is the beauty of the way the world was then. What was used to simulate snow in the poppy scene? What was used to simulate snow in the poppy scene? Salt, cornflakes, asbestos, powdered sugar. What was used to simulate snow in the poppy scene? Cornflakes, powdered sugar, asbestos, or salt. I read them in a few different ways, but I don't want to give. I'll give my answer in a second. So,
just for how ridiculous it is, I'm going to have to say asbestos.
You're going to say asbestos?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So we'll give the chat a moment. And once again, your choices are for what the snow was in the poppy field when they made them tired and fall asleep. How appropriate to fall asleep in the poppy field. Not a drug reference, eh, Wizard of Oz? Cornflakes, powdered sugar, asbestos, or salt. Bubba Husky says asbestos. Sly the Tank Benjamin says asbestos. West Roasty Ninja says asbestos. Jake Cruz, asbestos. D. Scott Howard, asbestos. JD says Al is 100% right. Not about the question about how much he hates the Wizard of Oz. All right, let's go back. So everyone says it's asbestos. I don't think they would really use such a material, such as asbestos. It could be dangerous. I think it was cornflakes. Well, I picked asbestos, but I'm saying I'm probably wrong. We're probably all wrong. Cornflakes. Not cornflakes. Salt. It's probably salt, right? Not salt. Well, it's got to be powdered sugar. Sugar looks like snow. Everyone's right. It's, hey, let's use some asbestos. Ding, 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 ding. The snow wasn't the only. This is awesome. The snow. It's not funny, but it is. The snow wasn't the only asbestos-laden element of production. The Wicked Witch's broom was made of asbestos, as was the Scarecrow's entire outfit. That sucked to be him. Years later, probably. Also, wasn't Al Jolson supposed to be the Tin Man? And they literally painted him with like lead paint, and he got sick. And they went, we need someone else. He's dying. And they got the other guy. Whoever the first Tin Man, this isn't a trivia question. It's something I remember from watching a biography. They literally painted him with lead paint. He looks marvelous. It's so real. It's so real. I don't feel good. Shut up. You look marvelous. They painted him. Buddy Epson. Thank you. I knew. Thank you. It was Buddy Epson. They painted him with lead paint. You look fabulous, buddy. Look good. How you feel? Not so good. Suck it up, Buttercup.
He made a good Tin Man.
Yeah, that was it, and they painted him, so they tried to kill him. Oh, let's end with this one. What time is it? 12:11. We gotta end. Okay. And how? I don't know this one. This is gonna be an interesting one. Last two. How much did the Munchkin actors? They're the little people. How much did the Munchkin actors earn per week of filming? $150, $100, $50, $200, or shut the hell up, be happier in the movie. 100, 150, 50, 200. How much did they earn per week of filming?
I'm going to go with 50.
That's what I'm going with too. I've not seen this one, so everyone in the chat is Ooh, so Bubba, Sly, and Westerosi Ninja. That's Mill. And remember, check him and Dog out this Sunday. Go with 50. Jake Cruz says 100. Todd B says all the drinks they could drink. You know what? I bet you Todd's actually right. They just didn't want to put that answer in here. Oh, Sly the Tank Benjamin says Mickey Carroll lived like 5 blocks from me. All right, so let's go with Jake Cruz's answer first. 100. No. Let's go with 50. 50. Toto. Oh man, this is rough. Toto, the dog, reportedly earned $125 for its owner per week of filming, but each Munchkin actor, $50. Well, you can see the totem pole there, right? Toto, Munchkin. Last question. What inspired L. Frank, is it Baum? B-A-U-M, the guy who wrote Wizard of Oz, to name his magical land Oz? He was high as a kite. Come on, everyone.
Yeah, I was about to say probably cocaine or LSD or something.
Yeah, I think he wrote it when he was like on LSD or something. Or is that they all wrote those when they were high as a kite?
Well, not Wizard of Oz. Alice in Wonderland. Yeah, Carol Lewis. She was blitzed out of her mind on heroin, I think, when she wrote that.
You know who else was probably blitzed out of the mind when they sang that song was Grace Slick from
Jefferson. What were they?
Airplane.
What iteration were they? Were they Airplane? Were they Starship?
Jefferson Airplane. You're Jefferson
They were Airplane back then. Yeah.
Good song.
Although, you gotta admit, that's a good song.
It is a good song. She was in the day. She was an attractive woman. I'm sure she was free of spirit. I dated her too. She didn't know.
She didn't know about it, did she?
She probably would have let me date her though. Probably. Anyway, a filing cabinet. That's a stupid answer. A grandfather clock. Ooh, that's interesting. A mouse. A traffic signal. So what inspired L. Frank Baum? I don't think I'm pronouncing that right.
Baum, B-A-U-M, yeah. Baum, yeah.
To name his magical land Oz. A filing cabinet, a grandfather clock, a mouse, or a traffic signal. I'm going to go with grandfather clock.
I'm going to go with the grandfather clock as well.
That sounds good. As everyone's talking about people being stoned in the chat. So not them, but just ounces, alphabets, gold. D. Scott Howard's his filing cabinet O to Z telling his daughter bedtime stories. That makes sense now. We should have looked at D. Scott Howard's answer.
He's obviously smarter than we are.
Oh, he's like the king of trivia. He wins trivia out in that area. You know, there's like don't mess with bad Leroy Brown. When it comes to trivia, don't mess with bad D. Scott Howard. Don't. And don't spit in the wind. All right. Grandfather clock. Damn, it sounded so good, Devin.
It was a good answer.
Filing cabinet. Ding, 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 ding. D. Scott Howard and Todd B. They nail it out of the ballpark. Dave Gardner shows up. You're a little late, Dave. I'm just kidding. How you doing, buddy? His filing cabinet was labeled with alphabetic divisions A through N, O through Z. From drawer number 2 came the wonderful land of Oz, because he was stoned. That's why I'm telling you he was looking at it. And that will end the trivia portion of our show. We'll do a little. Did everyone enjoy that? Again, it's just a fun thing. It's not like competitive. It's just some fun. I like to give you on this one. I looked up a few, a few of them, Devin, in the chat, and this one gave you, like, the answers. They gave you some history to it.
Some history and background to it.
I thought that was pretty interesting. Just more subject matter. As Dave Gardner says, I see your gold headset broke too. My headset's been broke a long time. That story was. These are actually pretty expensive, at least for me, right? So when I bought them, my friend's like, now he knows I toss everything, right? I have a bad habit, right? He goes, and I just went, it was like the third day I had them, I'm like, oh, God. So there's tape all over them.
Duct tape makes everything better.
As Clinton is in Saturday mode, we can't read that, Clinton. This is, what time is it? We can read it. It's Thursday now, so I think the contract says I can read certain things when it's Thursday.
Yeah, but it's Wednesday for me.
Oh shoot! Did we sign this contract?
I didn't sign it, so I'm not beholden to it.
So the contract I signed with myself,
because I didn't have a crayon at the time. So
I think it's Eastern Standard Time. I'll have to ask our.
Well, that's where you're at.
I'll have to ask the legal department. Was it Eastern Standard Time? Was it? It was Eastern Standard Time, right? So we're good to say with Clinton. We're good? Okay. It's Eastern Standard Time. More fun having Al Spank. Oh, that's so wrong, Clinton. So wrong. That's wrong. Anyway. So, hope everyone had fun. We'll be back tomorrow. Ron Juckett's got a football game coming up tomorrow in the afternoon. If you're around at lunchtime, please check it out. Devin, what's coming up on your channel, my friend?
Still playing through Stellaris, kind of doing that during the middle of the day. It's something nice and easy that I can kind of work in and let people.
That is a fun game.
Yeah, it is. There are parts of it that are frustrating me, but as the more I play it, the more I'm getting more of a hang and a handle of it. So it is not a game a new person who's never played Stellaris.
No, because you have to have all your technology. You have to know where you have to have your plan set in your head, or you're going to mess up bad.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely. It's a grand strategy from Paradox. Well, that's what most.
But I enjoy it because you actually do keep me company late at work, because I work 6:30, because I go in a little later because I take care of my dad and get him ready, get him off to school. Dad, the bus, father. So here's your lunch. Good boy.
Got some tabletop stuff I'm working on. Still got that Star Explorer game, the Star Trek board game. I mean, Star Explorer. Yeah, you gotta
That's
finish.
Too funny. That's too funny. It's not based on Star Wars. That guy doesn't look like Captain Kirk.
So I got to get back to that. Probably 1 or 2 more videos of that, and then I got to try to figure what I'm going to do on the tabletop after that. I do need to get some gameplay of Action PC Golf going. I still haven't decided, because I know you like Skins game. So
I love Skins game. That's my favorite thing about golf.
Want to do a Skins game, probably 10,000 a hole for you. But I don't want to have the computer play it all out. I like having control. for me,
you
that's
have
where the
control of
fun is.
every player, one player, two players.
Well, yeah, but see, the thing is, if I do that, then I'll get progressively better on each hole with each golfer. Because that didn't work, so okay, I need to shift where
I
I'm
do the
aiming
same
my
thing.
ball. But it mixes up who's teeing off every time. So I may do that, but of course, playing that out with 4 players, I may just do 2 players on that. But yeah, so I'm still filling with that.
Now, were you able to get the photo file?
Oh yeah. Got that just fine.
That loads up beautifully.
Oh yeah. There was no problems that I've seen with it. I kind of a little bit. I kind of like my photos because I went through the trouble of finding them, and they
You're
were
finding specific. Yeah, right.
Yeah, they were action shots. These are these are all headshots.
You know what you can do is you can have the other photos, right? And then you sit there and you go, I want an action shot for this. I do that with football. I do that with football. Or baseball. So let's go to the chat real quick. Yep. Dave Gardner says, I think he says he wants to learn Stellaris. You gotta check out Devin. You gotta check out
videos.
OG.
I tend to talk and explain a lot when I'm playing.
Yeah.
When I'm playing it, yeah.
Devin's awesome. He explains everything. That's why I can work and listen. I don't have to watch. Clinton Park says doing a game. So on Clinton Parks' channel, check it out. He says doing a game Friday night. Did a 1929 last night. It was a very good game. Red Sox Senators. I watched. I listened to it. Early this morning. Then when I woke up, I finished listening to it. Todd B says I have trouble deciding between Thimble and Car Monopoly. Stellaris would be way too hard for me. No, you can get it. But that's a good line. I like that. Good job, Todd B. D. Scott Howard says, my head almost exploded watching Devin playing Stellaris early. Yeah, Devin is just awesome, man. It's a fun game. Again, coming up on my channel tomorrow after Ron, if he has a night football game, I think he might, when he's done, I'm going to stream my second semifinal in my 1978 Out of the Ballpark 19 tournament, one and done. And that is between the Cardinals and the Dodgers. And I'll be playing as the St. Louis Cardinals. I always play as the weaker team. So we'll have that. And then we'll do a chat with Al, 45 minutes to an hour. So.
One thing we also need to figure out is I am probably going to be picking up Action PC football with Christmas money. We are going to do that at least 1 or 2 games against each other, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
And you can. They actually, because the baseball games actually, it comes out tomorrow, and Ron Juckett. Is tomorrow the 20th?
Yes, tomorrow is the 20th. Today's the 19th. My wife's birthday.
Oh, so you know what? He might also have that stream going too. But I know he's going to do his football. Maybe he's going to hold off. But I have the baseball game, and I'll download that tomorrow. But I'm not going to play it for a bit. But they said the online play is even better. I've never played online because I never had anyone.
Yeah, that's the same with me. I don't play online unless
I don't want to play with. I don't want to play online with strangers. That's like when I used to try Madden online, and I just want to play. I don't even care if you kill me. I just want to play. I don't want to hear someone going, "You blah blah blah." I'm like, oh my god, really? This is your whole life, Madden? I'm glad you kicked the snot out of a stinky player. You should be proud of yourself. So,
yeah, I'm looking forward to us doing that. I probably won't pick it up until Christmas or the day after Christmas. So.
And I think he might still have his sales on then.
I would hope. Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, I'll end up getting whatever cheapest thing he's got, anyways. And
when you do, tell me, and we'll discuss other things offline.
Other things offline, yes.
Yeah. So let me just go through and say thank you real quick. So again, thank you to Jake Cruz, JD, D. Scott Howard. Check out JD's channel, content creator.
JD is saying this Friday he's going to finish off his female UFC tournament. So if you're interested in UFC tournament I think he's doing it on the PlayStation. He's calling out all the fights. Go check out his female tournament on Friday. He's going to finish that off.
JD.
Yes, JD.
Oh yeah, he does a great job with that. That's a fun one.
Oh yeah,
that's a fun one. I've been there with that. Cool. So that's Friday, JD. Excellent. So JD, check out that, and thank you to JD, Jake Cruz, D. Scott Howard, who's going to tell us on Saturday where the goat bit him. We're looking forward to that, and we might bring out the monkey. It's a safe space. Todd B, thank you very much. Dave Gardner. And again, if you're interested in Stellaris, you got to check out Devin. He does a beautiful job. If you're not a subscriber to the OG, please subscribe to Devin and all our good friends in the community who are content creators. And if you are a content creator, please tell us. Clinton Parks has a baseball game coming up Friday. Sly the Tank Benjamin, thank you very much. AU Pack Mule, thank you. Bubba Husky. Todd B, I think I said that already, but that's okay. The Westerosi
Bobby was in
Ninja.
here earlier.
Yeah, Westerosi Ninja. That's Milt. And check him and Dog out on Sunday. And just go to one of their channels. I think it's Central Time because Milt's down. I think he's Texas area, originally from the California area. Who else do we have in here? We had fun, Devin. We had Ron Juckett was with us earlier. Had to leave. We had a good time with Ron.
We didn't have any trolls, buddy.
We might have had one. I just noticed, but a bar was in. Thank you. I think we got everybody. I think we're good. And if I missed you, I apologize. Oh, Bobby Cantilano, who I sang because she missed the singing. Her, one of her favorite songs, "Heat Miser, Cold Miser." I'm not going to sing it again. I'll sing it later to myself. And Glenn Perot was in the chat. Thank you. I think that is. It won't let me go up any farther. So we had a lot of fun. Thank you very much. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, health and happiness. Take care. Bye-bye. God bless. You know it's coming, folks. You know it's coming. Peace.